Never underestimate how smart animals are. Most of the time, they can understand the situation just as well as humans, and when they get in trouble, they can even ask for help. Moreover, both domestic and wild animals do this. Fortunately, some of these incredible incidents got caught on camera. Hello everyone! Today we're going to show you some amazing incidents of animals asking for help. Let's go! One of the goats fainted. The shepherd immediately rushed to its aid. You have to agree, not everyone would be willing to do CPR on a goat. CPR on a squirrel. People are selflessly fighting for the life of a furry animal, but everyone's happy in the end. The rescued squirrel and its rescuers. What kind of treats could have been in the plastic jar to make the bear put its head inside? The bear was so desperate that it wasn't even afraid to swim up to people and ask for help. And that was a good idea, as all's well that ends well. This calf slipped into a fast river. Just look at how the man rushed to its aid, risking his own life. I'm sure this story had a happy ending. This crocodile lost its tail in a fight with other crocodiles and lived without a tail for 8 years, which was rather difficult. Did you know that a crocodile can drown without a tail? Zoologists came to its rescue. They managed to print a tail on a 3D printer. I think this croc feels great with the new tail. This horse probably didn't look where it was going and fell into a manhole. They had to organize a rescue operation with saws and excavators to get it out. This deer fell through the ice. Because of the icy water, the animal's movements were constrained and it couldn't get out. People managed to get the deer out, but attempts to warm it up were unsuccessful. However, the rescuers didn't give up and took the deer to a shelter where it got professional help and survived. And now it's good as new. This cat was so thirsty that it climbed onto a water fountain and seemed to scream for people to turn it on. Humane treatment of homeless animals is an important part of life. I urge everyone to be responsible and never pass by when you see an animal in need. Animals are weaker than people, and they often can't do without our help. This proud bird with an injured wing found itself in the water and couldn't take off. It's so good that there were people there. Did you know that many species of eagles are on the verge of extinction? The giraffe found itself in a rather delicate position. The animal's throat was being squeezed by a car tire that someone threw out into the reserve. The giraffe had probably been suffering for at least a couple of days. The most difficult part of the rescue operation was tranquilizing it. Would you risk giving a venomous snake a drink from your hands? That's one fearless woman. It's so great that this man noticed the deer that was stuck in the mud. The attempts to get out on its own had completely exhausted the animal. Thanks to the rescue operation, the animal was able to return to its normal life. A fight between a hawk and a snake. This time things didn't go well for the feathered fighter. After getting help from the man, the predator immediately rushed off into the sky. These cute furry animals have clearly ended up in the trash can when they were searching for food. Just look at those eyes begging for help. The man didn't just leave them there, but built an impromptu ladder and helped everyone get out. This big fellow, weighing over 10 tons, got stranded on land. There was a maximum of 2 days before the animal would die. The rescue operation took a long time, but thanks to it, the whale is back in its element. Just look at this deer. What could have happened to it? Its ears, nose, mouth, and eyes are covered with snow. If it wasn't for the help of kind people, the animal would definitely have died. It's great that this little thing got noticed by a cyclist passing by. The bird couldn't fly because of a heat stroke. Just a couple of sips of water and the bird is in perfect order. This bear got caught in a wire trap. All attempts to get out on its own caused additional injuries. However, the bear had been tranquilized before it could be rescued, so as to make sure the rescuers didn't become the predator's victims. The scorching sun is merciless, especially when you're trapped. You need to act quickly. The fence had to be dismantled to save the giraffe that got entangled in the wire. Every year, 1 million fishing nets and tackle remain in the water bodies and turn into floating traps. This is exactly what this dolphin got into. If it wasn't for human help, the mammal would have certainly died. This dog ended up on a drifting ice floe and seems to have completely stopped fighting. It's a good thing that there were brave and selfless people who couldn't abandon the animal in trouble. This baby elephant ended up in a mud pit, from which it couldn't get out. They had to dig in the mud for over an hour to save the little elephant, but it was worth it. Mother elephant was incredibly happy to see her baby rescued. A fire on a pig farm. 70 square meters caught on fire. While extinguishing the fire, the firefighters rescued up to 200 piglets. That's just amazing. It was hunting a seal and didn't notice the low tide, so it got stranded on land. The situation was so hopeless and critical that the animal began to make heartbreaking sounds. The call was heard by people who kept watering the young killer whale until the rescuers arrived, which is what helped the animal survive. The deer fell into a crevice so deep that it couldn't move. It's good that the man who came to the rescue managed to find a way to free the poor fellow. It spent several days as prisoner in a pipe. Unfortunately, the plaintive meowing wasn't heard right away. It took several hours to rescue the fluffy creature. But now, the kitten is doing fine. It's great that the drowning dog was noticed by a man jogging along the embankment. Without a moment's hesitation, the man rushed to the animal's aid. This dog was very fortunate. All of today's story have a happy ending. Have you ever rescued an animal? Be sure to share your stories in the comments to this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Bye everyone.